So I know this review is literally a couple days late. I know this show literally took place on Saturday morning on New Japan World. I'm talking about New Japan's Dominion from Osaka Joe Hall. And I did not get to watch the show Saturday morning live because I was at work and I got home that Saturday morning and I went to sleep. I woke up around 1 p.m. Enough time to watch Peru versus Sweden. Peru's final friendly game before heading into the World Cup, which again they play this Saturday against Denmark. Fingers crossed they win. I went to my other job. I got home around 9 p.m. just in time to watch UFC 225. So I literally essentially got to watch Dominion Sunday afternoon, around there, Sunday evening. And here's the thing about it, okay? This show, hands down, was a very, very enjoyable show from New Japan Pro Wrestling. The three key matches on this show delivered, hands fucking down. I'm talking about the Will Ospreay versus Hiromu Takahashi match for the Iwgp Junior Heavyweight title, the Jericho versus Naito match for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship also delivered, and as well the main event being Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega for the fourth time they're going at it for the IWGP World title in a 2 out of 3 falls no time limit match. And I'll be honest, I watched this show high because I'll be real about it, okay? It's hard for me now, at this point in juncture, right? It's hard for me to watch wrestling sober. Especially with what we see on a weekly basis. You know, you got 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown Live on Tuesday, NXT's an hour on Wednesday, Impact Wrestling, for those of you that watch Impact, is 2 hours on Thursday. I know Lucha Underground is back now with season 4. It's like an hour also on El Rey Network on Wednesday as well, what have you. And then you got these pay-per-views. And this show was literally 5 hours long with some change. So with that being said, Mother Flowers, how the fuck do you expect me to watch these shows, especially this one, sober? Fuck no. It was not going to happen. So I rolled 2 blunts up and I watched the show. And like I said, this show is really enjoyable. I recommend everyone to go out of their way and watch this show whenever you get a chance. And I'm going to say this too. It's cool to know that at a time like this, where the mainstream product, that being WWE, is struggling to get people excited, you know, for their programming, what have you, to get you invested in the pay-per-views and shit like that, it's cool to know that the alternatives are actually putting effort, are actually giving you guys a different perspective when it comes to wrestling, and an enjoyable one at that. You know, a lot of things are happening right now. You know, Impact Wrestling, say what you want about Impact. I know a lot of people have frowned on Impact Wrestling over the years and shit like that, but they're actually doing something to get people to watch the product again. You know, they're putting an effort, and I commend them for that. And I'll be honest, I look forward to watching Slammiversary coming up in a couple of weeks. Ring of Honor, they're about to do a show in Madison Square Garden in 2019, which is huge. It's fucking amazing, right? And I'll be real about it. I think if they're going to do a show in 2019 at MSG, it'll probably take place during WrestleMania weekend. How crazy would that be? Now, granted, I don't think it'll be at the actual MSG, like the fucking arena. It'll probably be at the Hulu Theater, which is inside MSG. It's a small venue. A lot of boxing events take place there as well and shit like that. All right. In New Japan as well, you know, they're trying to, you know, get into the American market, and they have a new CEO. So a lot of things are happening with the alternatives, and I'm very happy for that. I really, really am. And I know I'm going off course here, but now I'm going to get into this review. Again, this show is like 5 hours long, and I'll be real about it, okay? I enjoyed myself. I really, really did. If you have not watched this show, go out of your way to watch it. Whether it be you getting New Japan World, which, believe it or not, is cheap. It's really, really cheaper than the WWE Network by a couple cents, or have you, if you convert the yen to dollars, okay? But Mother Flower, that's my opinion. As always, want to hear from you in the comment thread of this video. your thoughts on this show, if you enjoyed it, if you've watched it, what have you, or if not, if you're one of these fans that just watched the 3 key matches or the 2 key matches and that's it. Because I know a lot of people out there, when it comes to New Japan or any other product, because you know you're a schlep when you watch a different product for the first time, right? Whether it's Ring of Honor or how even Impact, or in this case, New Japan, right? And you watch it for the first time, you're going to have that jabroni. I swear to you, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos people reviewing the show, and they're saying right off the bat, oh my God, this is better than WWE. And that's the problem too. I feel like when we say it's better than WWE, like, no, can we please stop comparing shit to the E? I'm just saying, all right? At the end of the day, I feel like every company is different in their own way. And that's the way it should be, okay? But anywho, I know I've been rambling on now almost 6 minutes into this fucking review. Now let's get on to the fucking review, motherflower. So the show kicked off with Suzuki Guns, El Desperado, and Yoshinobu Kaminaro. I apologize I butchered the fucking name. Versus Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo. I remember them in Ring of Honor going at the Tempura Boys, something like that. And this match, for what it was, I'll be honest, I did not care for this match. There's probably the one match on the entire card that was like, fuck it, whatever. It is what it is. Let's get through this match. It was alright for what they did to open the show. But it was all said and done, though. Roppongi 3K lost. So we have new Iwgp Junior Tag Team Champions, that being El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru from Suzuki Gun. So that's good to know, I guess, right? We then get another tag team match. We get Taguchi Japan's Juice Robinson, who was back in the day known as CJ Parker in WWE NXT, who is amazing to see him now, what he's doing. Okay? He teamed up with David Finlay to go up against Chaos's Yoshihashi and fucking Jay White. Here's the thing about it, okay? I thought the match was fun for what it was. The story here is, hey, Jay White, I guess he is trying to, become the champion, what have you, or challenge the champion. And again, I feel like Jay White, I feel like Juice Robinson, again, has been killing it thus far in New Japan. I know he's had matches for the Intercontinental Championship. He's come up short. He's challenged I know he challenged Goto a while back for the never open weight title, and he's come up short for that as well. And I guess now him going after the U.S. Championship, which again is being held by fucking Jay White. And I'll be real about it too. I am really not a big Jay White fan. And the thing about, I don't hate the guy at all. To me, Jay White is just like, they just randomly placed him in a spot for him to be champion right now. It was random as fuck when he faced Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. It was so fucking random. And when you watch that match, you obviously realize this guy did not belong in the ring with Tanahashi. To me, Jay White, this whole switchblade, it's just not my cup of tea. All right. And the match, again, for what it was a fun match. What really brought a smile to my face is seeing Juice Robinson pin fucking Jay White. Anytime Jay White gets pinned, I'm excited. And from what it looks like now, because of that, at the G1 Special Show in the U.S. in San Francisco, coming up at the Cow Palace, it's going to be Jay White defending the IWGP, U.S. Championship against Juice Robinson. That should be a fun match coming up in a couple of weeks. But hopefully, again, they get that belt off Jay White, all right? We then get Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. from Suzuki Gun as well, versus Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano. This match was okay for what it was. Obviously, Minoru Suzuki's a scary motherflower. And I said this, I remember saying this during my Wrestle Kingdom review. Can you imagine, can you imagine yourself, right, dating a girl, and you find out that her father is Minoru Suzuki, and you go up and you knock on the door, again, they have to meet the parents, and you find out it's fucking Suzuki as her father. Holy shit. For what it is, too, from my understanding, Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. are the British tag team champ, I guess, from Rev Pro. And again, this match, for what it was an okay match. Obviously, Suzuki and Zeta Jr. did some crazy submission maneuvers here. And when it was all said and done, they actually got the tap out win over Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano. All right. We then get a 3-way match. We get a fucking 3-way for the Never Openweight Championship. We get Michael Elgin versus Hiroki Goto versus Taichi. Taichi from Suzuki-gun. The same Taichi that would come out to the ring and start singing and shit, who is now a heavyweight. And I thought, I'll be real about it, I thought this match was entertaining for what it was, but I'll be real about it, Michael Elgin is not really my cup of tea anymore. I remember Michael Elgin in Ring of Honor was, again, something entertaining to see. Now that he's in Japan, it's like, he's just like every other gaijin that they bring over to Japan, and it's like a fucking big deal now and shit, right? But they were talking about how, Dominion years ago, Elgin faced Kenny Omega in the first ever ladder match. And again, they were putting over Michael Elgin in this match, right? A lot of near falls here. It was also a lot of double teams from Goto and Elgin on Taichi. But it was all said and done. It was all fucking said and done. Michael Elgin got the win. I remember he pinned Taichi. So essentially, Taichi was placed in this match to eat the pinfall here. So now Michael Elgin is the new Never Openweight champion. I mean, to be fair, you can have good matches off of this. I mean, you can definitely do it in the long run, somewhere down the road, a Michael Elgin versus Tomohiro Ishii. That'll be a good match to see. Why the fuck not? Or if not, you can do somewhere down the road a Michael Elgin versus Minoru Suzuki match, which I know they've done before in the G1. But we'll see where this goes. Again, Michael Elgin being the champ now. Maybe if he was a heel. Maybe if he was that heel gaijin, it could work. But if he did, he'll probably put in the Bullet Club. But we'll see. We then get the Young Bucks versus LIJ, Sonata, and Evil for the Iwgp Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Again, I thought this match, for what it was, it's the Young Bucks' first time getting a crack at the heavyweight tag titles, right? All this time, they were junior heavyweight tag team champions, and it's their first time, right? They're finally heavyweights. And again, I thought this match was a very, very entertaining match for what it was. There were moments where they had you really thinking that, this is not an Evil going to actually retain the championships here. But I'll be real about it, I know that the Bucks got the win and they're the new champions, all the hell you want. But if it was up to me, I would have actually had Sonata and Evil retain. Had them retain. And then you have the Bucks. Can you think about it? Like, I feel like they just gave them the belt because, hey, you're the Young Bucks. And you sell all this fucking merch. I wish there was like a chase for the title. You know what I mean? These two guys chasing the champions, trying to get the belts. And what better way? Hey, if they're gonna go to if they're going to California, right, in a couple of weeks in San Francisco at the Cal Palace, right, for the G1 special in the U.S., why not have a title change in America, right? Two Americans fighting for the belts in America, all right? Just saying. But nonetheless, they won here. The Young Bucks are the new tag team champions. And apparently the rematch will take place in the G1 special in the U.S. We then get, after this, a 6-person tag team match. Another thing, too, with New Japan, a lot of these fucking tag team matches and 6-person tag team matches, I know this is how they build their storylines and shit like that, but it's like, mother flower. Come on. Like, who's booking this? Teddy Long? I'm curious here, mother flowers. I really, really am. This is where the weed really kicked in. I'm going to say that right now. Again, you had Bullet Club's Hangman Page, Marty Scurll, and Cody Rhodes versus the Dream Team of Jushin Thunder Liger, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Rey fucking Mysterio, bruh. Rey Mysterio came out to a gear where it was half his lucha mask and half the New Japan, like, lion mask, whatever, which I thought was really cool. The thing about that, just the thought of that, right? Liger, Tanahashi, and fucking Mysterio, bruh. And the match, for what it was actually a very, very fun match. Mysterio actually, again, held his own here. He, again, is his first time wrestling in a New Japan show. He got a pop from the people. Again, just he blended in very perfectly, And here's a guy who I think, hey, you put him in the junior heavyweight division, which I think eventually he will be. maybe that dream match with Will Ospreay, they get that out of the way. But they'll probably do it at the show and for the Jewel special in the U.S. I keep saying Long Beach, but it really isn't Long Beach. It's San Francisco at the Cow Palace. But that being said, it was all said and done. This match, again, all crazy balls to the walls here and shit. And next thing you know, Cody pins Jushin Thunder Liger. So there you go with that. We then get the 3 key matches on the show. We get Hiromu Takahashi versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. This match was insane. Will Ospreay is a fucking sick motherflower, yo. This guy willing to put his body on the line for the division, for the company, you know? It's funny because apparently there was like a press conference before the show, I think the day before, and Will Ospreay played a video clip on his smartphone of Dave Meltzer talking about how apparently Ospreay should enjoy it while it lasts because he's like the next Dynamite Kid. Now, for those of you who don't know, Dynamite Kid was a British wrestler back in the day who, again, had a crazy style that literally put him in a wheelchair at the end of his career. And people say that Will Ospreay's in that same route. I kind of get that. I feel like, you know, yeah, you can make the argument that Ospreay should take a chill pill with his style. But then again, that's what makes him who he is. That what makes him unique. That what makes him fucking Will Ospreay, for fuck's sakes, right? But again, this match is insane. Just these two guys going at it, near fall after near fall here. There was moments where, again, Ospreay was, again, hurt on his neck. Because, again, he's been having neck issues, what have you. Takahashi tried to hit the time bomb, but got countered. Just, again, these two guys going fucking insane. The reverse Hurricane Ranas on the outside of the ring. Just crazy insanity here, right? When it was all said and done, Takahashi, obviously, who won the Best of the Super Juniors, became the new champion after hitting the time bomb and then some Canadian Destroyer off the top turnbuckle. Just said again, an insane fucking match. This is, like I said before, this is where the weed kicked in, bruh. This is where the shit kicked in. And it was like, bruh, what the fuck am I watching? You know what I mean? But Takahashi is now, once again, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And I'll be honest with you guys, you know, when he first won that belt at Wrestle Kingdom 11, I feel like his title reign was cut short. And hopefully now, Takahashi has a longer title run. I really, really do. All right. Again, I think Takahashi's an enjoyable performer. So is Ospreay, you know. But we'll see where this goes. Honestly, the one match I want to see now, I guess they probably will do this match at the California show in San Francisco for the G1 special in the U.S. It's probably Will Ospreay versus Rey Mysterio. I could be wrong on it. I know they've had matches before. I think for What Culture, but again for New Japan, and you want to get people to buy tickets and what have you. Why the hell not, right? But we'll see where this goes. We then get Chris Jericho versus Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. This was a crazy match as well. Jericho comes out. He has like this fucking fedora hat. He has makeup on his face. He's literally now wrestling like a brawler. It's crazy how Jericho, after all these years, is able to reinvent himself, right? It's crazy. And I'll be honest, I prefer New Japan Jericho over WWE Jericho. Because you can just tell, you know, when Jericho is doing the way he's doing in Japan, he's having fun. He's enjoying himself. He's fucking having a blast. And again, this match, as it was a good match, all the fuck you want. Yeah, there was a couple botches here and there. I'll be honest, if you're to ask me, do I prefer the Jericho versus Omega match from Wrestle Kingdom 12 or this match from Dominion between Jericho and Jericho and Naito? I'll prefer. And I'm not trying to come like, oh, you know, you'll buy it. No, just based on what I saw, I prefer hands down the Jericho versus Omega match over this. But again, it was a good match, all the fuck you want. Just, again, crazy back and forth match here. Before the match even took place, though, Jericho attacked Naito. So the match didn't even start right away. But it was all said and done, Jericho actually picked up the win. It shocked everyone. It shocked the hell out of everyone that now Jericho's the new IWGP Intercontinental Champion. I think at the same time, too, I think everyone thought, you know, hey, Jericho's coming in for these appearances here and there, so there's no way that he'll walk out as the new champion, and he did. And that being said, you know, hey, you know, it makes sense what they're doing. I'm explaining why in just a little bit. All right, after talking about the main event. Before I get to the main event though, so after the match, right, Jericho decides to add more salt to the wound on Nash and starts whipping him and beating him up and shit. Then Evil comes out for the save. So from what it looks like, they're planning the new feud or the next feud for Jericho in Japan against Evil, which is random, I understand, but hey, it's Evil. He's from LIJ. He's come a long way, sort of. So why the hell not? We'll see where this goes. We then get the main event. Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada, 2 out of 3 falls. No time limit. This match went an hour and 4 minutes, something like that. This match was balls to the wall insane. This match literally, again, just fucking bananas. They told a good story. And maybe the weed that kicked in at the time. But it's like you just couldn't believe what the fuck they were doing. And it's like you wonder, how could they outdo themselves, right? Like they had that match at Wrestle Kingdom 11 like over a year ago, right? At Tokyo Dome. And it was an amazing match, right? And then you wonder, okay, they have the rematch at Dominion last year where they went a fucking draw for an hour, right? They went to a draw. And you wonder prior to that match, how the fuck were they going to outdo the Tokyo Dome match? And then after that, they had the Dominion match, ended a draw. And then you find out they're going to go at it again, but in the G1. Like, yeah, but it was only a 30-minute match. But that match was also crazy, balls to the fucking wall. Granted, it wasn't as big as the Dominion match or the Tokyo Dome match, but it was an insane match as well. And then you wonder, okay, they're going down to a 4th match. How the fuck are these two motherflowers are going to outdo themselves? How? Oh, how? And boy, did they ever. The story here was insane. Kenny Omega trying to get that first fall any way possible. He tried to hit the one-wing angel, and every single time Okada countered. Just crazy, insane spots here. There was a moment in the match where literally Okada's on the apron. Omega's on the apron. Okada pushes him, and Okada lands on the guardrail, right? Lands on the fucking guardrail. And Omega made it seem like he hurt his ribs. He was screaming his shit at the same time. Also, there's a spot where you see it's always a spot that Okada always does. Like he has the opponent out over the railing, whatever, right? And he goes from like one side of the ring to where the opponent's at. He jumps over the guardrail, and he does like a crossbody, right? So Okada goes on to do this, and Omega counters it while Okada's in midair to a fucking V-trigger. And all these V-trigger that Omega hit on Okada into the first fall was also insane as well. But it was all said, the first fall was all said and done, Okada got the first fall with a cradle. But it was a cradle pin. Okada was up 1-0. And then after each fall, they each had like a 2-minute interval to relax, rest up, whatever. The second fall hits, and you can see that Okada's getting tired. Okada was gassed out, what have you. And Omega found a way to get the pin near the end of the second fall. And then the third fall, both guys were just fucking exhausted. There was a spot where Okada does a tombstone on Omega on the apron. Bruh, on the fucking apron. There was a table spot as well. Again, just the usual Omega stuff where he does like the Terminator dive outside the ring, got a good hang time and shit. Don Callis on commentary was obviously pro Omega. Obviously, this whole thing going crazy after each pinfall attempt by Omega. There's a moment where I guess Ibushi had a towel in his hand, and he's like, "Why the hell does Ibushi have a towel in his hand? Get that towel away from him and shit." Can you imagine what would have happened? Can you imagine what the fuck would have happened, right? If Kota Ibushi would have cost Kenny Omega the championship. Can you imagine that shit? Like throwing the towel and just think about that, right? How fitting would that be, right? Like after all these years and shit, right? But the third fall, you knew the match was over. Officially, you knew this shit was over. The moment Okada does a Rainmaker clothesline, and once he hits it, he's the one to fall down. And Omega's just standing there like, he didn't even sell the shit, right? Then at the end of it, he has the V-trigger for the one-wing angel. does the pin, and everyone goes insane. Kenny Omega is now the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And it's one of those things where it's like, yo, he should have won the belt at Wrestle Kingdom, but it didn't happen. I understand. They had that draw. You know, I find it funny how does Kenny Omega actually beat Okada in the G1 and in a 30-minute match, but he couldn't do it during the championship matches? How ironic of New Japan for doing that, right? All of the stuff that he's gone through, right? Becoming the U.S. champion, defending the title multiple times, having that match with Cody, the match with Jericho, leading up to him now being at the spot, right? At the same time, I'm going to say this too. I feel like Okada holding on to the title for this long, for almost 2 years, right, was probably one of the best things that the New Japan has done. Yes, for over the years, I called Okada reigns, but seeing how all this shit played out made a lot of sense. Even though at the same time I said in my Wrestle Kingdom predictions, even in the review, that I feel like Naito should have won, Naito should have been the champion, it made a lot of sense that it's actually Kenny Omega. And I'm going to say why now. You see, it's simple. New Japan right now is trying to get into the American market, right? And what better way than having Kenny Omega as the IWGP World Champion? What better way than having the Young Bucks in their first attempt, in their first crack to get the title, the IWGP heavyweight tag titles, they win it, right? Jericho, who is now the new IWGP Intercontinental Champion, right? Knowing that they're going to San Francisco for the G1 special in the U.S. at the Cow Palace, where people are saying they're struggling to sell tickets. It is what it is. But having these guys come in as the champions, bruh, that changes something, you know? But nonetheless, I thought this show was enjoyable. Now people are saying, hey, does Kenny need WWE? Honestly, at this point in the juncture, no. I don't think Kenny needs WWE. I mean, could it be possible that he'll go to WWE one day? Maybe so. Maybe, just maybe. Anything is possible. At this point, though, I don't think he needs it. Same thing with AJ Styles. Like, you know, when AJ Styles went to WWE, I even said, like, yo, he doesn't need WWE. He's already an established name. So is Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega now is on the mainstream level of wrestling. He is. Hands fucking down. All right? The Jericho match did it for him, and also this match with Okada. All right? And, you know, again, even if he goes to WWE, I don't see him touching NXT. He's going straight to the main roster. How the fuck can this guy go to NXT? It'd be so stupid. But nonetheless, I'm happy with what they did. And apparently now, at the G1 special in the U.S. coming up in a couple of weeks in San Francisco at the Cow Palace, it's going to be Kenny Omega versus Cody 2. The rematch from the Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor 12 match, I believe it was. It was 12 or 13, one or the other, right? It's crazy too. So at the end of the match, right, the Young Bucks come out, right? And they end up embracing with Kenny Omega. And now, if you watch the Being the Elite specials that they have on the YouTube channel, they're no longer called the Elite. Now they're called the Golden Elite. So it's literally Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks now as the four. And I'm going to say this too. I think what's next for Kenny Omega, and I'll be real about it, I see this happening. Maybe I'm wrong. You call it early prediction, whatever. Wrestle Kingdom 13, you do Kenny Omega versus Kota Ibushi for the IWGP title. I mean, you have Kota Ibushi win the G1. Maybe you do that. Who the fuck knows? But we'll see. Anywho, guys, yeah, this wraps up the review. I thought this show, again, was an enjoyable show. Even though I washed it high, you know, I smoked a couple weed before I smoked weed before watching the show. It is what it is. Like I said before, it's hard for me to sit here and watch wrestling sober now. It really, really is, you know. But it is what it is, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. And as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Also, a big thank you goes out to Salrex for this awesome overlay that you see. Again, if you're a YouTuber or a podcaster, you want awesome logos and overlays done for your channel, your podcast, hit them up on Twitter at official Salrex or Salrex Gaming, one or the other. Have a link to his Twitter down below in the comment in the description box below. Hit him up. Let him know you want some awesome stuff done as well. He's done stuff for me, for Okada, for Solid Monster, JD from NY206, just in Big Mike Wrestling Recap Show as well. All right, guys, I'm out. It's Wrestling and whatever, mother flowers. Peace!